Okay, so what I want to talk about today is how to keep balance in your life. And life is very, very stressful for a lot of people, and there's always a lot of things to do and bills to pay. And we seem to overload ourselves quite a lot. So I want to talk a little bit about how to uh, balance yourself and balance your time, balance your body, so you can have more free time and more energy and just be more balanced in your life. So we have this diagram here, and uh, what we have there is the circle on the outside, which represents how you experience life. And so to do that, you have to, first of all, balance your energy. This is the first place that I'm going to, or first thing that I'm going to talk about in terms of balancing, because in order to experience life and live it well, you have to have the energy to do that. If you have zero energy to carry you throughout the day, then your experience is obviously going to be very poor. So how do you balance your energy levels? Well, what you have to do is you have to take care of yourself, but the different parts of yourself there are your body, your thoughts, and your feelings. And so those are the things that you have to manage your energy levels. And so everything in life is interconnected. You cannot separate one thing from the next, but certain things will have a greater effect on your health and your body and your wellness than other things. And you have to discern which of those things are. I'm going to give you some general categories, but some people might respond better to getting more sleep. Some people might respond better to getting more exercise. Some people might respond better to changing their diet more. Um, you have to find the one that is the weakest point for you and start there. So to balance your energy levels, you have to make decisions that are going to bring more energy to your body and to your mind. And so for your body, obviously you have to get very good quality food. Your food has to be organic, ideally locally grown if possible, but if not, organic is good, free of pesticides and pollutants, because those pesticides and pollutants will drain you of your energy. And so food is generally meant to give you energy, and when you eat a good proper meal, you should feel energized afterwards, uh, in a way that doesn't make you crash later on. If you have foods that are giving you temporary energy like caffeine or sugar, then they're giving you temporary energy, but you're crashing later on. That is not good. That is poor quality food. So you want food that gives you energy now and keeps you balanced uh, in energy later on. So good quality food, nice deep sleep. If you have bad sleep, that can definitely drain you a lot, and this is where a lot of people go wrong with balancing their energy levels. Is they can, focus a lot on other things, but they don't pay attention to their sleep at all. And this is probably the most important thing, because this is where your battery recharges and regenerates. But many people will cut their sleep off so they can get to work early, or cut their sleep short at the beginning of the night because they're watching their favorite TV program or whatever, and they can't turn it off, or they're working on the computer. So you have to make sleep a priority. Your sleep has to be in complete blackness. There can be no lights coming in from the street, no lights from the TV or the computer, or no night light on the wall, because all of these things will disrupt your sleep, uh, and disrupt your hormonal rhythms, as even a small amount of light, even such as a little night light on the wall, can cause a cortisol response in your body, and it will disrupt your sleep patterns, and you won't get good deep sleep. So your room has to be completely black, completely dark, so you can get as much rest as possible, because it is the darkness in the room which stimulates your melatonin production, and melatonin is what helps keep you in that deep sleep. So those are the main things for your body. Obviously, as well, you got to keep well hydrated. So super important. Get good amount of sunshine. But on top of that, you also have to pay attention to your thoughts and your feelings, because uh, although thoughts in themselves are just neutral, when you have a feeling attached to them in a belief system, then you can make it something either seem good or bad. And if you're coming from a place of negativity, negativity absolutely drains you. It drains your body, and it drains your mind. And so you can just drain yourself throughout the day just by being in a very negative state. If you are, just ask anyone who's ever suffered from depression how tired they are, because they're in such a crushing state of mind that it just saps all their energy, and the person's going to need to sleep all the time just to regenerate. So you really have to pay attention to your thoughts and your feelings, and what types of thoughts and feelings that you're acting on that are causing negative behaviors, or when you are in a bad state of mind. This is going to manifest in your body in dishealth and disharmony and disease. So you really have to pay attention to those sorts of things. And you can measure this by the relationships of the people that you have around you, and the relationships with the things that you have around you. Any positive relationship that you have with a person around you is going to fill you and feed you and give you energy. Any negative relationship that you have with a person around you, whether it's spouse or girlfriend or parent, or sibling, if you have a negative relationship with that person, you're going to be very tired after your interactions with them, and it's going to drain you. So you have to pay attention to your negative thoughts, your negative feelings, with people and then with things. And when you have negative thoughts and feelings that are driving you to unhealthy relationships with things such as food, or excessive spending with money, or excessive spending time at work, all these other things, then uh, those things are also going to drain you. So if you have a positive attitude and positive thoughts and feelings about your job, then that will fulfill you. If you have positive thoughts and feelings about the foods that you're selecting and eating, that will also feed you and give you good energy, in addition to the quality of the food that you're eating itself. So take a look at each one of these things and see whether they are draining you or whether they're feeding you. And if they're feeding you and they are feeding the other person, it can't just be a one-way street. You can't be in a relationship where you are feeding off of someone and they're giving you good energy, but they are then being drained themselves. That's more of a parasitic relationship. It's win-win for both. And so you and your partner or your friend or your spouse, or whoever it is that you have a relationship, are both going to be elevated and given energy, if you're truly coming from your heart and in a good place in that relationship. So those are the things that are going to feed your body and your mind, and positive emotions, positive thoughts will feed you and give you energy. So that's where you have to start off when trying to get balance in your life. Is the first thing you have to do is you have to get the energy. And if you don't have the energy to do it, then it will be difficult to move forward with any aspect of your life, simply for that reason. So when you are doing things in your life that are causing a drain on yourself, such as poor diet, bad sleep, high stress or unhealthy relationships, or overworking yourself, or addiction, then you are coming from a place of fear. Make absolutely no mistake about it. Fear is the root of all negative emotions, and it is the source of your energy drain. And you just have to sort out through your own thoughts and feelings what exactly it is that you fear, that is driving you to make these unhealthy decisions in your lifestyle. So the next thing that you have to manage is your time. And to keep time in balance, You have to be able to learn to establish healthy boundaries in your life. And this is a conscious decision most of the time to say no to something. It can be uh, you have to say yes to something or no to something, but for most people, most of the time, that people seem to be very busy. They have difficulty saying no to certain situations or things or people. So you can't really change time in terms of the clock. It will go at its own pace regardless of whether you're there or not, but your perception of time certainly changes quite a bit. The more you are in the moment, the more time seems to not exist or goes by faster. The more that you are thinking into the future or thinking into the past, but particularly if you're thinking about the future and something that is to come that is not here yet, the more it will seem that time drags on and on and on and is not fun. So, to manage your time, you really have to bring yourself into the present moment and what you are doing now, but beyond that, you also have to establish those boundaries. And if work is driving you too much, and you're spending too much of your time there, then you have to be able to establish a boundary and cut it off and stop working so much. And if you can't do that, you have to look at your fears as to why you are perhaps working so much, or whether you are spending all of your time, you know, playing video games or on the internet or however it is that you want to spend your time, or sorry, however it is that you're spending your time, that you can't say no to. And that is basically the essence of time management. It's just learning how to say no to certain things, and that sometimes it's going to be uncomfortable for you to do that, and that's exactly your moment or opportunity to look in yourself and see what your fears are and what your concerns are, so you can come up with strategies to manage your time better. So once you have started to balance your activities throughout the day and spending less time doing the things that you have to do and more of your time doing the things that you want to do and enjoy doing, then you get you become a little bit more liberated and your free will becomes much stronger. And when things come at you in life that are going to drain you, or opportunities, or not, sorry, not opportunities, but situations arise where you could potentially see a lot of stress coming your way, you now have a stronger willpower to either establish those barriers and not enter those situations, or go into those situations with your heart and compassion. So you are, you know, giving love to other people in those situations, as opposed to going in and staying guarded and being fearful and contributing to the negative situation. So you've got to balance your body with energy, and the body is a very, very good place to start for most people, because your energy levels are fairly measurable for most people. You should generally be easy to pay attention in when you're tired and when you're not. So to do this, it is very common for people to deceive themselves when they're changing their behaviors and patterns. And there's a quick way to measure if you are doing that, or taking part in a self-deception, because it's very easy to say that you want to do something and not do it, and then rationalize a whole bunch of reasons why you're not doing it. So what you have to look at there is the bottom of the screen, where I've written alignment of thoughts and feelings and actions. And this is how I personally tell myself if I am engaged in a self-deception or denial. Because, as an example, let's say if I say that I want to, let's say, change my dietary habits and start eating more organic foods, but then I watch myself as I eat my food throughout the day, and I'm still making poor choices, low quality foods, a lot of junk food, a lot of processed foods. There is no alignment between what I'm thinking and what I'm doing. and there lies the self-deception. So a person's actions tell the truth about what they are truly thinking. Even if they are not aware of what they are thinking, their actions will tell you or tell yourself what's actually going on in your head or someone else's head. So look at your actions. If your actions are giving you positive feelings and good energy and joy and happiness and peacefulness, then there is alignment in what you're thinking and what you're doing. But if you are thinking something and doing that, but the feeling is negative, it's like you think you have to do something to, I've got to do this for my career, or I've got to make this amount of money, or whatever it is that you have to tell yourself you have to do, and you're actually doing it, but the feelings are very negative and is draining you to do it, then you have to look back to your original thought, and maybe that thought is actually not true to you and true to who you are, and you have to search in a little bit deeper and find something else. Because when you have a feeling and a thought about something, if it's right for you, it should provide a feeling of excitement and a buzz that gets you moving, and that continues throughout the process. But if you're forcing yourself to do something that is not true to your nature, it's going to be very difficult, and you're going to find yourself dragging quite a bit. It will not be enjoyable, and you will probably find all sorts of excuses to not do this thing, or all sorts of distractions. So that is how you tell yourself if you're engaged in self-deception. All your thoughts and feelings and actions should be in alignment. So that is how I think is a good way to keep balance in your life. You have to first balance your energy levels, and to do that you have to figure out what is draining you and what is feeding you. So good quality food, lots of deep restful sleep in darkness, drink lots of water, stay well hydrated to take care of the body, and also the mind, but also looking at your mind and your thoughts and your emotions and finding out where your negative patterns are coming from, and disarming them and replacing them with positive ones, because those negative thoughts and feelings can drain you a lot. So managing your energy, managing your time by establishing proper boundaries, and learning to say no in certain situations, and then accessing your conscious free will to make those decisions and reinforcing those decisions so they become more of a positive habit in your life. And if you're having trouble finding out what's going on and why things aren't working for you, looking at what you're thinking, what you're feeling, and what you're doing, to see if you're in denial about something, and that maybe you need to change your actions or change your thoughts, or seek help from other people who can help you sort through what's going on in your head. So this is how to keep balance in one sort of diagram. So hopefully this helps anyone who watches this video, and take care.